Hey lunatics, this is a reading for anyone who finds themselves identifying as a Capricorn or very interested in a Capricorn energy during November 2018. I'm sorry that we are running a little behind as it is the 10th already, and these are full November readings, not mid-months, although maybe I should just switch gears at this point. But it feels right to continue with the full months at this point. So we will look a little bit back into the beginning of November as well, see how the month started. And I do hope that the reading is right on time for you. The Queen of Swords is your first card out, Capricorns, indicating that you are able to see very clearly at this time. You are able to see your own truth, but also, most notably with the Queen of Swords, others around you. Now, you could have some significant air energy in your chart showing up at this time. Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, of course. If you have something like that, then your rising sign or your moon sign, for example, then maybe that part of you is coming alive, is very much coming alive at this time. But I think either way, you're also able to see energies around you very clearly. Judge, for lack of a better word, energies around you. She invites people to come and share what they are calling their truth with her. And I wish you could see these. I'm sorry, I don't really have enough space to leave it somewhere you can see it. But the Queen of Swords energy, she, in a way, calls other energies, other people outside of herself forth and judges them accordingly. Are they telling her the truth? Are they showing their truth, speaking their truth, being honest with her? And if they aren't, if they, are betraying her in any way, shape, or form, or prove themselves untrustworthy, you see the blood and the tear in her eye, the blood on the sword and the tear in her eye. That's because she's very learned at cutting people out of her life who are not speaking and showing her truth, right? She's analytical. You're in an analytical space. Not uncommon for Capricorns, in my opinion. She's shrewd, she's keen, she has a very clear mind, and I'd say at this time, you're feeling fierce. You're feeling very fierce, Capricorns. And as I say that, I remember I remember the Queen of Swords coming up a while back, a few months ago, for Capricorns, and I'm sure that's part of why I say I'm not surprised to see it for you. In your subconscious mind, we have the Knight of Wands, but reversed. I do think that there's a Sagittarian energy. Yes, there's a Sagittarian energy within or around you that's very significant to you at this time. It may be Sagittarian energy in your own chart, and or it may be someone close to you who's a Sagittarius. They're very much on your mind if it's someone else outside of you, because they're owning this spot that is your subconscious mind. And now, as I said, your conscious mind here covering you, the Queen of Swords, and your subconscious, this could go back to the beginning of November. If it's not a Sagittarius energy, which I really do think that it is, because Temperance showed up for you before hitting record when I was shuffling and meditating with the deck. So I do believe it's a Sagittarian energy, and also Jupiter just went into Sagittarius on the 8th, so just a couple of days ago. So whether it's your own or someone else's Sagittarian energy, it would be really strong at this time, right? And if it isn't a Sagittarian energy specifically that comes to mind, the Knight of Wands can also speak to alienation, flight, someone feeling or seeming a little unreliable because they're feeling alienated or like they need to take flight in a way, to get away from things in their situation. Now with the Queen of Swords showing up as you, another Sagittarian energy. The Judgment card comes out as well. With the Queen of Swords showing up as you, I very much see that Capricorns are wanting to get away from, you're wanting to get away from the space and the people that you're, the energies and the area that you're stuck with currently this month, or have been at the beginning of the month, as I said, because you can see the hard truth. And Judgment, the Judgment card is representing an obstacle for you. Again, I really get the sense that it is actually speaking about a Sagittarius energy that's turned on its head, showing its shadow aspects and shadow side to you. Again, whether it's within you or someone near you and around you, and that's what's on your subconscious mind, what's wheeling around in your subconscious, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. But you are consciously aware that that same Sagittarian energy is an obstacle for you. It may be that what their shadow side is, what their negative qualities, traits, flaws, things that they themselves deny about themselves and sort of avoid. Oh, I'm sorry. Commercials. That in your subconscious mind, you're very aware of what those shadow aspects are for them. You're very aware of what their negative traits are, what things they're hiding, denying about themselves, avoiding working on in themselves, avoiding developing. Because it's difficult, because shadow work is very difficult and grueling, and you have to be in the right mental and emotional space to go about that work. And normally when people are in a really healthy and happy place, that would be a great mood and space to do shadow work in. They would rather not drag themselves down, right? That's when it feels like you don't have any problems to work on, right? But for most of you, I really get the feeling that it is a Sagittarian energy we're talking about. You're aware that they are an obstacle for you in a sense. Some of you may be relying on them in some way. Now, that's not it's not necessarily just financial, but it does look like you're not feeling completely independent at this time. With the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which upright would normally speak of financial independence to me. Reversed, you're lacking some independence. Perhaps taking the basics for granted, right? Some of you Capricorns are dealing with an affair of sorts. either you're having an affair with the Sagittarian energy, or the Sagittarian energy is having an affair so they can be with you. For a few, you may be worried that your Sagittarius is having an affair on you, behind your back. The Judgment card is going to reveal more to us here. Your Obstacle card is going to reveal more. Now, for others of you, the affair, you know, that's just a message for some Capricorn. Some of you, it's that you're not financially independent. You're not independent in some way. You are dependent on that person for something, some material resource, something that sustains you. Which would fall in line, I think, with why you would maybe want to take flight in your subconscious mind. Maybe that's wheeling around in your subconscious because you'd like to, but you can't, because you need to be near or with this Sagittarian who is supporting you. Now, if a Sagittarian energy doesn't resonate with you at all, that's not in your life, that's not in your chart, it doesn't have, and the rest of it resonates, it doesn't have to be. It could be someone who embodies those traits, those qualities, those fiery, bold, fire sign traits. And it's actually supporting you right now that you don't have your guard up in some way. For some of you, your boundaries aren't protected. For others of you, what I mean is that you're not guarding your material resources and wealth very, very strictly. And we'll see what other cards come out here for us, but it's possible that some of you are too dependent on this individual, the one that I really feel is a Sagittarian. And that could just mean that they have Sagittarius somewhere in their chart, whether you know it or not. Or it could just be very prominent and they're embodying those traits because, as I said, Jupiter just moved into Sagittarius. And then we also have more activity there when Mercury goes retrograde. When Mercury goes retrograde, that will be on the 16th, so just here in 6 days, that moves into Sagittarius as well, which may have something to do with why I can't speak correctly to you. I'm sure we will muddle through. Or some of you are striving to become financially independent with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse there as a weakness. And it's benefiting you that even though you're reliant on someone else, even though you don't have that financial independence yet, you're not guarding your resources too tightly. You're still allowing an outflow of resources and wealth where you can. And that actually is helping to invite more wealth in. Yeah, I feel that message really resonating. I can feel my body confirming that's true for a lot of you right now, Capricorns. Don't stop that. Don't stop the outflow. What you're doing is you're trusting that it's going to come back in, right? And a lot of you know that, I think. Now, if the Sagittarian is having an affair behind your back, or is having an affair behind someone else's back to be with you, or if you're realizing that you need to end your own affair with a Sagittarian, in any of those scenarios, it may very well be what I'm looking at is it is the Sagittarian energy that needs cut from your life. Sorry about the music volume. Every song fluctuates a little, and I know that a lot of you have said you don't need the music. I need the music. And to put a playlist on of copyright-free music, they just don't stay at the same volume, so it's just a little game that I play. I mean to work out the kinks at some point in time, but I almost feel like I can't think without it on. And then you have Justice reverse as a strength of yours at this time. Now, upright, the Justice card reminds us that the precise and impartial truth cuts away the untrue. So in the reverse, it can be the opposite of that. There can be something hidden, something unjust, of course, even as brutal as abuse of some type, mental, emotional, and or physical, something that's you know, severely unjust, like abuse. It can also speak to someone being merciless in some way, which goes right in line with abuse, right? Or I keep saying unjust, or just legal complications of some sort. Judgment and Justice. The near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Fate stepping in. Some fortune, some good luck, perhaps, stepping in. A fated event right on time. Something of that nature. The Queen of Wands reversed is the distant outcome. Okay, so if there is some sort of three-party situation, let's call it, going on with a Sagittarius, however that shakes out for you, not to accuse you of being involved in an affair, and not to accuse anyone you're involved with of having one behind your back. But if that's something that you know that you're involved in, is some type of three-party situation, it looks like in the final outcome by the end of the month and moving into next month, that Sagittarian energy, if that's what it is, or that fiery energy that may, you know, be embodying Sagittarian traits at this time, is not around, leaving. Again, perhaps that is who you may have to cut out with the Queen of Swords sword, right? With the Queen of Swords energy. Especially if it is a divine masculine. Someone that you view as a divine masculine, because we have the Emperor here on the bottom of the deck. Again, it can be, could just be representing your divine masculine, but or a divine masculine energy, even if it's a woman that you're dealing with who is in her divine masculine energy, but it's most likely a mature masculine energy. And in reverse, it can also be talking about how that energy can be dominating and power hungry and or prideful, just very, very egoic. Let me just glance at what else we have going on astrologically this month, right? I have some notes about this. I told you Mercury goes retrograde. We've got that full moon in Gemini. That's not till the 23rd. Neptune going direct on the 24th. Now, Uranus already retrograded back into Aries. With the Emperor energy reversed, that could be a lot of the energy that you're dealing with at this time. The Judgment card again. Being joyfully naked, absolved, clean, fresh, self-aware. This is your obstacle. I definitely get the feeling that some Capricorns are involved with the Sagittarian energy and they're having an affair on someone else in order to spend time with you. And you see the truth, you know you need to cut them out, you know you need to end that, but you feel very dependent on them. And that's why what's aiding you, what's supporting you and a strength for you in this situation is that the precise and impartial truth is not cutting away the untrue. Maybe you can see a bit more of it now. But, yeah, that may be why that's your support. Because it gives you what you want, or it allows you to continue being with them, waiting on them. We also just had the new moon in Scorpio on the 7th. Mars is moving into Pisces soon on the 15th. And then Venus stations direct on the 16th in Libra. So I would expect significant changes in this situation right around the 16th, which was just a guess until my body just confirmed. Something's going to shift. Something's going to change. It's supporting and aiding your current situation right now. That Venus is still retrograde. And something about this energy is going to shift, is going to flip. And the precise and impartial truth will begin to cut away the untrue. And that may mean you, because you're showing up as the Queen of Swords. You're the party in this situation that is able to see all the truth. And now that's not to say that the person you're involved with here isn't. Now, and I've taken this definitely in the direction of a romantic partnership, just sort of incidentally. It can just be, again, Sagittarian energy in your own chart. In which case we're talking about, rather than cutting away that energy out of your life, we're talking about exposing it and revealing it and owning it and living through it and experiencing as it, and that being what allows you to feel joyfully naked in front of people, absolved, clean, fresh, self-aware, able to share that part of yourself without any reserve. But yeah, with Libra's card showing up here and Venus going direct on the 16th in Libra, I would expect a significant shift in the situation, regardless of whether it's a romantic partnership or not. So let's clarify. We're already almost a half an hour in, but let's quickly clarify well, the Wheel of Fortune. Something faded is coming up for us here. Like I said, it can possibly be good luck. Now you can see most of it, right? You're still missing most of this first row. That's okay. Yeah, let's get one clarifier on the Wheel of Fortune. But we got two. The King of Swords and the Emperor. And see, I think this is my clarifier on the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. I was just about to say, let's get one on the Wheel of Fortune and then one on the Queen of Wands. So the near future and then the more distant future. Ah. So I think in the near future, I'm seeing you meet an energy that actually matches your own, that syncs up with the vibration that you are in currently, or that you entered November 2018 in, because you are in the Queen of Swords energy, and now we have the Queen or the King of Swords showing up as your luck, your fated opportunity, your fated luck in the near future. And definitely I may be talking about some two queens instead of a queen and a king, since queen just came out twice. But anyway, it shakes out for your partnerships. We have this king and this queen. It's fated, it's lucky. What else does the Wheel of Fortune say to me? Oh, okay, it's an opportunity that is going to present itself in the near future, but what it reminds me is that when and how that opportunity is presented is completely out of your hands. Not missing it is up to you. And if you are involved, I don't know why this is going to make me cry. I'm not sure why. If you are involved in a situation that involves an affair for someone, again, I don't mean to accuse anyone, but if it's a three-party situation, whether it's whomever, and I completely understand and respect that those things just shake out that way. Sometimes they just happen that way. I'm not accusing you, and I'm also definitely not judging you. And I'm seeing the judgment card as I say that. That's why I'm laughing. But I'm also definitely not judging you regardless. If you are involved in that type of situation and it's very trying for you at this time, you know, you see the Queen of Swords with the tear in her eye, you feel like you may have to cut this person that you depend on in some way. It's making you feel like you want to take flight from the situation in general. If you feel like you're seeing their shadow aspects, or they're bringing out your own, something like that. Yeah, this is someone that you viewed as a divine partner, particularly for people who are viewing this as their divine masculine. But I think that this King of Swords is a new potential divine masculine. And it can be a boss, you know, if you don't like your work situation, and that involves a Sagittarian type energy, or a Sagittarian energy in your own chart. It can be that you're getting lucky and getting a new boss, and that job and that boss and or position matches your current vibration better. Either way, partner, job, you know, because this Emperor could be a divine masculine. It's divine masculine energy, which could also be an authority figure, a boss. But either way, it's this lucky, fated opportunity that can sort of take the place of whatever you're stuck in now. And I think, you know, for some of you, it is a partner or someone who you're trying to partner with, but there's an extra energy in the mix somewhere. And the reason that the precise and impartial truth, being able to cut away the untrue, the reason that's actually supporting you now is because of this opportunity that you have in the near future, this fated opportunity with this new energy who matches yours. It may seem like a really messy, fucked up situation that you're in that you never thought you'd get yourself into, and you don't deserve to be judged or accused or whatever, all these things I keep saying. But I think it's leading you to this opportunity. You will see that you had to get mixed up in this messy affair of sorts, however you define it, because it's leading you to this moment, this place where you come to this new opportunity again, a new job, an opportunity to use those keen, clear-minded, analytical traits that you're exhibiting now and probably often in your life, to be a counselor, a judge, someone like that, to be able to use the fact that you are a very honest person, that you see the truth very clearly in others, that you have no trouble calling people out on it when you see falsities where you should see truth, right? So that's why I say, as an example, a judge, a lawyer, something of that nature, but any occupation where you could use it. Or this is a fated opportunity where, again, instead of a new boss and a new job, we're talking about a new potential divine masculine or partner. And this, this message, it can't be for everyone. I've only been doing this a few months on YouTube now, but the longer I keep doing it, the more specific I think the messages are getting. And some part of me is resisting that and hesitating that, because I know I'm doing the message for so many people that I'm thinking, well, I don't want to slim it down to where it's just for one or two people, but that's what's coming through. So, and I think that very well may be why, like I said, when Venus stations direct, some things here are going to change, and that's in less than a week now. Some things are going to change in this situation, and it may be you who changes it. And that might be right around when the fated opportunity arrives, this lucky fortune. And that may be why, by the end of the month, the beginning of December, the Queen of Wands, this fiery energy, is missing from your life or exiting. So we had Judgment show up twice for you, and now we've got the Queen of Swords showing up twice for you as your clarifier on the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse, she might be a little crazy, too temperamental, flaky, like the Knight of Wands in your subconscious. The Queen of Swords reversed is possibly irrational, obsessing over the past a little, using poor logic. She might think she's being sly. She may be very, very judgmental. All the above. So all of those negative queen traits that I just mentioned, all that both of these possess, like, again, crazy, flaky, irrational, temperamental, illogical, obsessing over the past, etc. Everything I just named about these two queens. I could be talking about the space that you put someone in by the end of the month because you're dismissing them. I could be talking about the reasons why you're dismissing them. Or if you don't meet this fated opportunity, as I said, you aren't going to know when it's coming or where it's coming, but it's up to you not to miss it, right? Well, that is the case for me when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. It's a fated opportunity that you can follow your synchronicities right into, or, you can ignore your intuition, ignore those synchronicities, and you can miss it, right? It looks like with it showing up upright, though, that you are on the path to meeting that opportunity as of right now. For those of you who decide to stay with an energy that is unreliable for you, whether job, boss, partner, or part of yourself that you're sinking into. If you decide to stay with an energy that's unreliable for you, it could be you that finds yourself in this illogical, irrational, feeling kind of crazy place by the end of the month. Because you see right now, as the Queen of Swords upright, you see the truth of who's in front of you, who you can keep in your life, of who needs cut out. If you don't listen to those instincts, if you don't listen to that intuition of yours, if you don't believe what you see with your own eyes, you can put yourself in that place by the end of the month, the beginning of next, for sure, where you're looking back over the last month and obsessing over what opportunity you may have missed, what energies you maybe should have dismissed but did not. But actually, like I said, the path that you are on now looks to me like you are headed toward meeting that opportunity. And in that case, I do think it's an energy that you are letting go of, at least at this time, for the time being. Probably because, either they're keeping something from you, or you're tired of having to keep something in order to be with them, right? And so maybe that's why I said affair so much. I'm just alluding to the fact that it's a secret for some reason from someone. You don't want that. You want to be absolved, joyfully naked, able to show your true, clean, fresh, self-aware, authentic person to the world around you without having to hide, to feel free in that. And yet, when you dismiss this energy from your life, if that's the case, you may look back and obsess over, did that have to happen? I mean, if this is someone that you fancied as a divine masculine in your life and they just are disappointing you, divine masculine, a divine connection, a divine partnership, I mean, it can leave you, it could leave you obsessing over what happened, why did it happen, regardless of whether or not it needs to happen. And see, we do have the Tower energy underneath of there, and the Five of Cups energy as well. So indicating that there will be upheaval, things will fall away, there will be some mourning. 66, the number 66 may be particularly significant for some of you for some reason at this time. I see the Six of Cups showing up as well. Twice. I see the Six of Cups upright and then the Six of Cups reversed showing up for us on the bottom of the two decks. So 66 may be particularly significant. It also is an indication that there's both sides of both of these cards, is what I'm seeing now. So there is a soulmate type energy from your past, a gift from an admirer present, whether that's your new opportunity or how things used to be with the energy you're now dismissing. I don't know, but there's also the flip side. There's also the Six of Cups reverse showing up down there. There's an unworthy energy in your recent past afoot as well. And it could be one and the same, right? It can be that this person that you're with is someone that feels like a soulmate energy. You've known them for a while. They have given you many gifts, but the situation has become something that is unworthy of you, that you do need to cut out. And with the Queen of Swords upright and reversed, I see both messages for her. It's sort of like you yourself are blinking back and forth between knowing you see clearly what's in front of you, who's in front of you, and what needs to happen, and what your path is going to be, and who can be involved in it, and then feeling a little weak and becoming illogical, obsessing over the past, and then being a little irrational about what you do and don't see. And I'll say this, I just said this to Sagittarius yesterday. Your intuition is going to be certain. Your intuition will know for sure. If you're questioning it, is that my intuition? Am I sure? Is it clear? Is it not? If you're blinking back and forth, then it isn't your intuition. It's something else, maybe paranoia. It's something else influencing you. But like I said, I definitely see you on a path, currently, the path you're on currently, toward that opportunity. Follow the synchronicities. Listen to your certain intuition. Follow your synchronicities. Whatever pulls on you, guides you toward that opportunity. And then you have the Six of Earth in reverse as your advice card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Again, I'll put information about all of the decks in the description of the video. Now, is this the Six, right? Yes, the Six of Earth. I want to read about this directly out of the guidebook, but I can't because I don't have it in this room. So, oh, that's 3 sixes we've had now. We had the Six of Cups twice and the Six of Earth now in reverse. So 666 may be particularly significant for you at this time. Not to scare anybody. Please don't read too much into that. Look it up, or don't look it up. You know, don't buy into somebody else's significance of the number. What I mean to say when I say that is it may be very significant for you at this time. Maybe that is one of your synchronicities that leads you to this opportunity that we're talking about in the very near future. And I do think it's right around when Libra goes direct here in about 6 days. 6666, which is a little less scary, right? Not that I really think that my viewers are scared of that number. It's just an old cliche. There's an unequal and uneven give and take present. And I think your advice is to recognize that. Allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. So when I say the matters that you're blinking back and forth on, is that my intuition, is it not? That can't be your intuition. That's true. So ask yourself, what do you know for sure? And what I know almost certainly, looking at this reading and looking at this advice card, is that something is unbalanced as far as a give and take. Are you involved in some interaction, some relationship, some job, some work, some dynamic where you know you are giving or taking, more likely giving, too much, where someone else is taking instead of giving too much? Do you know that for certain? Where does that lead you? Follow that truth then. Is that the energy that needs cut out? Is that the Sagittarian energy for you? Is that the part of you that's causing you to give or take too much in a particular situation? And it's a part that you, a shadow aspect of yourself that you need to address and work on, perhaps. But in any case, I think I definitely think the advice is to recognize where you are giving or taking too much. Okay. I heard a resounding okay. Not really. But I hope that's the feedback I get from you. Yeah, again, the fact that your boundaries are down now, the fact that you're not completely protecting yourself and you're not yet allowing the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, up to this point in the month at least, I think the reason that it ends up being a support and a strength and a gift is because sometimes we get ourselves into these messy situations unbeknownst to us as to why we would ever do that, and it ends up leading us right where we are supposed to be, right? Okay, so I will leave it at that since we're 45 minutes in. It was a little bit long, Capricorns. Thank you so much for checking out the reading, for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it, for sharing and sending me messages and emails, for ordering and donating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am truly grateful for each and every one of our energy exchanges. If you would like a private reading, just scroll down or check out my YouTube channel or email me at lunartixtarot@gmail.com. I would love to work with you. I'd love to talk to you about the prices, what kind of reading you'd like. I am doing yearly overviews now for 2019. I don't know that I will get general yearly overviews posted, but if you are interested in at least an hour-long reading, I can definitely do a personal one for you. So we'll see how all that shakes out. Free readings I've taken a break on. When I do get back to those, it will be in the form of lives first and foremost. So those will be live Q&As, and then we'll see where I can branch out to from there, what else I can include. And otherwise, I think that's everything. Otherwise, I love you very much, Capricorns, and I do hope that you make very wise choices moving forward. Do keep in mind that all of these paths that I lay out for you in any of these readings, and that any reader that you listen to lays out for you, are just that, potential paths. And you can choose to continue on the path that you're on if you see it and you like it. You can choose to get onto this path if you see it and you like it, but it's not quite yours yet. You can choose to edit it how you like, right? It involves circumstances and elements and other people's free wills that, yes, are out of your control, out of our control, but using our free will to respond to those circumstances and those people and those events in whatever way we see fit, with whatever attitude we choose. Is how we can create our reality and create our path. So I by no means ever want to box you into a determined outcome. I want to open up your choices and let you see that you maybe have more than you thought you did, and more strength than choices is often what comes. So yeah, don't feel that I ever would preach something being determined at you. This is definitely still your choice, and I do hope you make very wise choices moving throughout the rest of this month and into next, throughout the rest of the year. Thank you again, and I will post another tarot fix for you just as soon as I can.